Welcome to Yerba Talks.
Welcome to the Aftershow. I am Max. Kat is not here right now. Oh. Here he is. I am Max. This is Kat. And today we have a debate between Mr. Biscuit, Lamont, and DannyPhilTalk. If you guys remember, I debated Mr. Biscuit a few months ago. And it went pretty much like this. Went today. I don't buy that argument for a second. It's and in case you don't remember or you haven't seen that previous debate, he didn't even go like actually hard into the thing. He didn't actually go hard into his argument. His real argument is because he heard one lecture about quantum mechanics that talks that in the quantum world, there is no space and there is no time. Hence, there is no space and time in the macro world. And that is just like, I know why he didn't go with that. Danny would have like absolutely cooked him on the thing. It's just insane. All right. Before we dive right in, the link is pinned to the top of the side chat. You can click it and come on stage, and we'll talk about the debate. And before, make sure to do the social thing is like, share, subscribe, send this to a friend, send this to your significant other. Go to the corner, yes, the corner of your street, and you'll subscribe to Yerba Talks, and that way we can share the love for the channel. Otto says Danny's pretty good. He was on Unapologetic the other day. Yes, I saw him. I know he's good. I just the philosophy mumbo jumbo just doesn't appeal to me at all. Let me see, because Leo wanted to come along. I don't see him online, but I'll send him the link. If you want to. Baboton says, this is the You're Quite Nothing guy. Yes, he debated, what's his name? But yes, he's that guy. Jordan Peterson, fuck. That was killing me. Yeah, JP. And yeah, he told him, you're quite nothing. Yes. I didn't remember that. Isa reminded me that was that guy. I wish I could play the clip, but apparently Jubilee doesn't like when people play their clips. The last time we did a couple of reviews of Jubilee videos here, nothing happened. And then Toon was doing one day a review of a little portion of a flat earth debate that happened in a conspiracy thing, and Toon's stream got literally taken down, which is I had never seen that except for people who are like playing copyrighted music and that kind of a thing. So unfortunately, we can't touch Jubilee anymore. All right. I guess isn't Peterson like half dead? Look, yes. Hello.
Look. I just got here.
How are you doing, Brenda? Happy New Year to you.
It's a long story. I don't think people are really interested in.
Okay.
Yeah.
But happy New Year. Looks like you're. Are you
What?
are you lagging?
Am I lagging?
Yeah. Uh,
I hope not.
oh, okay. No, now we're better. Okay.
Are we
Uh,
better now?
yeah, I guess.
Okay.
How are you doing? Let me ask you. Did you catch the debate?
I caught the debate, and they're about 2/3 of the way through, and I saw that you were on, so I decided to come here instead of endure that.
You got it.
And you were talking about MC Tune. I don't know what happened there.
No, I was talking about someone asked me if Danny was the one that told Jordan Peterson that he was nothing, and yes, he
That's
was.
Danny.
Yeah, that's Danny.
I've
And
known
then,
Danny. I've known Danny for many years. Danny is an extremely interesting person. I like him. I like him personally. I disagree with him on some things,
Mhm.
but probably less and less as we go along. Um, he's extremely well educated, as I understand. He teaches philosophy.
Yeah.
I thought at one time he was going for a PhD, but I'm not sure if he still is or if he's working on
Uh,
that.
I seem to remember that he is still working on it from the one of the last debates he did. I think he mentioned that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Danny is a beast. You do not want to be on the other side of Danny in a philosophical debate, um, because he's just extremely well informed and
Mm-hmm.
extremely competent debater as far as the rhetoric goes too. So he is respected by a group of people that I sort of orbit
Uh-huh.
somewhat. So it's nice to see him. He hasn't been doing much lately, and it's nice to see him getting back into it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so that's always good. It was nice to see he really can push back hard. He's very fair and very um, polite to people at the beginning, but once they show disrespect and they show that they're just time wasters, he gets very, very upset with them. And you could see that in this debate.
Oh yeah.
At least when I was leaving, he was getting very, very tired of this guy because,
Yes.
yeah. And I
The
think
pro-
I think
uh,
justified.
the problem with Mr. Biscuit is that he speaks in very nebulous terms, and it starts getting a little bit annoying. Me, for example, I got a little bit like kind of worked up like Danny because he kept saying, "So this is your argument that there is a being, blah blah blah, that has no time, no space," and I was like, "No, that's not my argument. That was never my argument. My argument would include, if it includes me, it forcefully includes here and now, because I exist in time and space." So and that I got a little bit worked up, but then I calmed
Yeah,
down.
his God seems to be no real God at all. He doesn't have thoughts, doesn't have intentions, doesn't have desires, doesn't have beliefs, does isn't trying to do anything. It doesn't sound like a God at all, really.
Yeah. That's why they went to the rabbit hole of panpsychism. But give me 1 second. Basil for $5. Do you agree with MDD advertising Nick Fuentes and Stefan Molyneux? I don't know who Stefan Molyneux is, and I know Nick Fuentes is a controversial figure, but I don't know the
He's a
details.
Nazi. He's a Nazi. He's literally a Nazi, a neo-Nazi.
Okay.
He is. He is a self-admitted neo-Nazi. Molyneux is a adjacent,
Okay.
right? So Nick
Okay.
Fuentes should not be platformed, and if James platforms him, then the entire MDD website should be taken down. The entire channel should be taken down, and every video deleted, and James never allowed on YouTube again, right? Because you don't platform Nazis.
I
There's
understand. I understand that sentiment. My thought is that I don't think that harmful ideologies should be left unchecked. I think that even though it's a controversial thing to platform people like that, it could do more harm than good to not platform them. So I understand that it's a, but I think that is my stance. That yeah, there are harmful people with very toxic and bad ideologies. Now, the way to combat those is to expose them. So I don't know how we could do that without talking to these people. So I
Well,
understand that, and I know
understand that. I
yeah.
understand that sentiment. That's a sentiment of the Enlightenment era, which is that reason can win. But I'm not convinced that that's true.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we
Okay.
have a country
No,
of
that's
people.
fair.
We have a country of people. We have people in this country who speak a dragon language.
What's that?
It's gibberish,
Oh, okay.
literally gibberish.
Basil
Yeah.
says, agreed, modern day debate promotes those debates to members only. And then said, completely disagree, that's naive. You know that I can be naive. You know that I want to see the
Well,
best. I want to. So, and yeah, I completely understand. I thought that would be your
there
response, but
there's a reasoning argument against what I just said, which is that the final experiment did in fact destroy flat Earth and did do so by conducting an experimental observation and using reason to destroy the flat Earth. All that's left are the mental incompetence, um, like Flatzoid and the other people who you know have cognitive problems, so it's pretty severe.
mm-hmm.
Flatzoid doesn't know how to add, right? So these people, no, you literally can't find a direction. You can't find a direction. You can't find south or where the sunrise should be or sunset.
Right.
He can't do that. That's beyond him, right? So those people are never going to be convinced, but it does seem like the final experiment is a triumph of Enlightenment values in that it did lead a large number of people, prominent people in the flat Earth, away from the flat Earth, and that was a positive. I'm simply kind of black-pilled, I suppose, and I think that I'm just waiting for the robots to take us over, kill us all, and go on. Go ahead, and it'll be robots that explore the cosmos, not us.
All right.
Maybe they'll keep us as pets.
Okay, let's start with the openings. Danny started with the opening, which was a little bit strange because he was on the negative. Any thoughts on Danny's opening, Brenda?
Yeah, he gave an argument by who was it by? It's a philosopher, and I know his name. And I know who he is, but I can't remember it right now. He's saying the minimal. It's saying that because there's a larger number of explanations that are compatible with atheism than there are with theism, because theism posits a very narrow solution, right? The narrow solution is a God with the omni attributes. Atheism has a much broader sort of field of posits, and the explanations that we have from the natural sciences, there's more of them that are compatible with atheism than are compatible with theism. Therefore, we should prefer atheism as an initial understanding. That was basically Danny's argument. It's a decent argument.
Mm-hmm. I was I don't know. I think it's the first time I've heard that argument, but it's I don't know, it's unimpressive. I was like, meh.
It's meant to be. It's meant to, it gives up in the specificity. It gives up sort of the analytic kind of formal syllogistic arguments that we're typically used to, but it takes instead in generalities, and so therefore it's, well, not generalities, but a more of a it's broader, and therefore it feels less decisive than a syllogism, but it's much harder to refute, because you just have to say that, you know, our scientific theories and explanations are more compatible with atheism than theism. Therefore, we should prefer atheism. And the theist job is going to be pretty hard. I don't know how they're going to combat that. They have to show there's something wrong with that argument. And I think it'd be a tough sell for them to do. And that would be the strength of that approach, which would be, it's much harder to counter.
Mm-hmm. Right. Fair might be that the technical aspect of the argument is harder. It's just I don't know. I wasn't blown away by that opening.
Yeah, people like syllogisms, and they like da 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 da, bam, and then that's the argument.
Yeah, a little bit more like impact, but maybe it's because I'm not used to the whole philosophy thing. I actually find it quite boring.
Oh, okay. And
yeah,
then,
it's not
and then what's his name? What was his name?
Mr. Biscuit.
Mr. Biscuit.
Yeah.
Needs some gravy. He needs some gravy. His argument is that consciousness is fundamental, and atheism believes in magic, and therefore we should not believe in atheism, because consciousness, because his position doesn't assert magic, I guess. And Danny effectively turned that around on him. What he was essentially saying is that there's a mind-body problem, and and he's saying that atheists can't account for consciousness. But if he's going to assert a kind of dualism between materialism and the material and the mental, then he's got the same problem in the other direction. And he was not willing to concede that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that the interaction from the start, that idea of defining magic that way, that is just weird. And what? Just use another word.
Yeah, it's weird. It's definitely weird.
I had that problem with him when he was talking with me about this being that is my consciousness, and it's like, no, dude, my consciousness is me. It's not another being. It's not a being. It's like, it's me being. And then he kind of tried with me. He tried to go down the route that how am I aware of my awareness? And it's like, I don't think you need to do that. I think you being aware just fulfills that requirement. It's like, yeah, you are aware, and that also means that you are aware that you're aware. That is just self-awareness. But it's all obfuscation. It's all like confusion. He's a decent interlocutor to talk to, but the type of arguments he makes are no good.
Yeah, when did you talk to him?
I had a debate with him. We were going to debate on MDD on a 2v2, and then because the two Christians had very different views, they couldn't really agree on actually debating as a team. So Mr. Biscuit contacted me on my email directly, and we set up we set up a debate. Yeah, it's on the channel on the videos section.
Okay.
I'll put the link up if anyone hasn't seen it yet. But yeah, that's kind of he actually, and you know what? It was very interesting because here Mr. Biscuit got to actually make the argument, because our debate happened on his channel, and I was trying to be nice and not come off as the asshole atheist. I had to tolerate a little bit of. He was asking me questions and then making the argument, saying that was my argument, but then kept conveniently forgetting that my argument would include space and time. So, is that pronounced Kake, or how do I pronounce the name? I'm sorry, I don't know.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Cake hands.
Cake. Okay. Welcome. Hello.
Hello. I've been talking with you in chat. I did want to add something, if you don't mind. I might not particularly on your side in this one.
On my side on what?
Well, I think that Danny was on the defensive the whole time.
Okay.
And I say that because Danny was asking him to describe and explain everything, in the sense that Danny never had to explain anything. He never had to express his side. He never had to make a point of why starting from nothing makes sense. Or at least...
that is because, number one, he doesn't believe that. And number two, read the title of the debate. The debate is, does God exist?
Oh, God. Was it really?
Yeah.
I thought it was a versus. That's my bad.
It was what?
I thought it was Christianity versus atheism.
Nope.
No, I don't think that this Biscuit guy, is he a Christian?
Yes, he described by himself, he is a Christian mystic.
Okay.
But
if you don't think God has agency, doesn't have thoughts, doesn't have beliefs, desires, doesn't do all these other things, you're not talking about any God any Christian has ever believed in that I'm aware of.
Yeah, that is a problem. And then, for example, I tried to take him to one of the things I like best, which is textual criticism. And then he was like, "Oh yeah, no, but I don't take the Bible as literally." Ah, okay. And then, but you believe Jesus is God? Yeah. Why? Because he said so in the Gospel of John. He's like, "Oh motherfucker, are we doing textual criticism or not?" And I think he does that so that he thinks that he can be immune to textual criticism if he doesn't.
He wants to be part of the club. He wants to be part of the club, but he wants to have his own idiosyncratic ideas about God and his mysticism. And mystics, there are Muslim mystics too, right? They're mystics in any theistic tradition, and they're always kind of seen as being on the edges of that belief system.
Right. Well, yeah, I mean, look at Isa, for example, has been called the atheist Muslim by Matt Dillahunty, for example.
Well, I do have to point out to you guys, I apologize. I kind of have to retract because I didn't read the title. I thought this was a versus battle. He didn't give a very good reason as to why God does exist. He asked why he doesn't and put the other person on the defensive, but didn't give any actual good reasons as to why he does.
Right. Yeah, that's the problem with, in general, with the way Mr. Biscuit does these debates, is that it's not like God is consciousness, and then God doesn't have agency, but then God create that gets you into a whole lot of textual problems.
Well, no, I see where he was coming from. What he was doing is he was doing a less in-depth version of Wi-Fi Gospel. Wi-Fi Gospel has, a philosophical circle that he spins every time he talks about religion. And I think he was trying to do that, but wasn't quite capable the same way Wi-Fi gospel can.
I've debated Wi-Fi gospel. Did you know that, Max?
No.
On his channel, yeah.
Oh, cool.
I got banned. I got banned pretty quick, as you can imagine.
His argument is circular, but he always goes back to it.
Yeah, he's a moron.
He is not very smart, yes. Basil, for $5, thank you so much. Where's Isa to tell us how great Limp Bizkit's argument was today? No, I don't think Isa would. If you watch the review that we started of my debate with Mr. Biscuit, that we did with Isa and Leo, you'll see that Isa was not impressed with that kind of argument from Mr. Biscuit. So I don't think he would be blown away today.
I think from the defensive side, I think Danny did really good, and he's very smart with his words, very particular. So it was my confusion that I thought it was a versus, and so I assumed he was on the defense. But the fact that he was able to break down everything Biscuit was throwing at him, and Biscuit couldn't give him any real reason besides God is the all-being, the all-encompassing thing. It's just it muddies the waters. It really kind of ruined everything.
You could do really well for yourself simply by Googling DannyPhilTalk and his debates, and watch the videos where he's debating, and you will learn things. Right?
Well, no.
I'm just saying that I'm putting that out there generally.
Very pedantic. He's very specific on the things that he says, and he breaks down words.
He's an analytic philosopher. He's an analytic philosopher. Yeah,
I appreciate that, but like his premise is based on the no that doesn't exist, but doesn't really have much grounds for what does.
What do you mean? What grounds for what exists?
Yeah, I'm not sure I know what that means, but
I'm saying that he's atheist and he has a good reason for being so, and he can explain it very well, illiterately. What I'm saying is that as for what should be believed and what is reasonable, you're looking at an encyclopedia of words. He doesn't have good reasoning for his beliefs, just the whole no, that doesn't.
I suggest, I don't think so. I've known him for a long time, so I think that, in my opinion, you would be surprised at things that he does believe. He doesn't go into those because people don't typically debate what they believe. They debate what they don't believe, and I think that stuff gets falls out and is not seen as much. But I know him from before. He was a Christian at one time. Very strong, very much a Christian at one time. It took a very long time. There's very long debates he had with other people, which eventually brought him over to be an atheist, among other things. And so those positive beliefs that people have don't always show up in debates, because we debate what we don't believe.
I haven't gotten his philosophical insight, is what I'm getting. Is that I've seen him tear down philosophical understandings when religious beings specifically try to portray it in a specific way. But
you're right about that. You're right about that. Yeah. But that's sort of the environment, though. Really, to be fair, is true for the other side as well. We don't see their positive beliefs much either. People are going in opposition, right, to tear each other down.
Mm-hmm. Basil said, Isa said you can make an argument that the primes are finite. Yeah, I'm not sure if he didn't understand the premise or he was just defending his position that you can make an argument, because I don't think that you can make an argument that primes are finite. I don't know how you would even
maybe
do that.
You could, but it wouldn't be a good one.
Right, because yesterday we were discussing, Isa was saying you can make an argument for anything. And I was like, I'm not convinced. I don't think there are things you can't make an argument for. And Basil came up with that example of the prime numbers. Oh, Cake said phone died. Sorry, guys. No problem. You're welcome back anytime.
Yeah. Well, Basil is correct that you can't make good argument against primes being finite. Right. So that's about Danny, and I've known him for a long time. So yeah. So I think that in this, we have this environment where people are going head to head against each other, and it doesn't always come out the positive things that people believe and the things that they agree upon. So we don't always know everything about the other person. We just simply know what they're against because they are taking sides against each other, and so it's simply not going to always be obvious to observers what those points of commonality are going to be, right? So Mr. Biscuit could have a lot of points in common and with Danny and things like that, but we're not going to know that because they appeared and spoke and took opposite sides in a debate, and so we're just not going to see that.
Right.
Just like you and me, Max, you don't know just how radically different you are from everybody. You're just completely alien. I don't even know how people. Was this joke working? Is this? I got to work on this joke.
It's okay.
No, I'm trying. You know, I gotta do jokes. It's a law of the universe. I gotta do jokes.
It's not that easy. It's not that. Sometimes it's easy. So sometimes they come out, and sometimes they don't. It's no big. Okay. Now this idea of the problem I have as a layman, yes, with this idea that everything is God, is that if everything is God, then nothing is God. It's indistinguishable from that. And then
I agree.
The biggest thing with Mr. Biscuit when I talked to him, and I'm glad that he skipped all of this for this debate, because I mean Danny would have just cooked him so hard if he started saying there is no time, and then say he told me, when you die you go back to God. It's like, oh, you go back, so you go back to a place and a time, right? And like in time, right? So there is no way that you can express whatever you're trying to express without temporal language. So I don't know how he can make the claim that everything is God and outside of time, and it's all just such nonsense.
Well, they also didn't get into one of the central problems of panpsychism is called the combination problem. So the combination problem is if consciousness is a fundamental constituent of the universe, electrons have some amount of consciousness. Is that how do you combine things and when does it become consciousness as we understand it? So how much of a collection of electrons does it take before something is conscious and aware? And what do you need for that? What are the necessary things that have to do that? I mean, because if every atom, every electron, neutron, proton, all molecules and stuff, all these have a certain tiny amount of consciousness, what's the formula for putting them together to get what we call phenomenal consciousness? Is it just a number? It doesn't seem like it, because it seems to me that there are rocks that have more total mass than I do. They're not conscious in the same way I am. So there has to be a particular way. And there really isn't any good answers that I know about, maybe I'm wrong, from panpsychics about how to solve the combination problem, which is how do you put together all these individual pieces of consciousness to come up with a thinking, conscious mind. and I don't know how do you solve that. I think that's a big problem that they have.
Yeah. Is it Brendan?
Brenda.
Brenda. I just want to check. I joined in on my tablet. It's a very cheap device. Is it working?
Yep.
Yeah, it's fine. I'm transgender and my voice is a little bit masculine.
Oh no, you're fine. You're fine. I was just I wanted to join in. I just didn't want to be a nuisance. That's what I was checking. So when you reach, my opinion, when you reach outside of religion or even into atheism, where religion just doesn't make sense, as a religious person myself, I can't prove the soul, and I consider myself a scientist. It becomes gummed up. It becomes too much. It doesn't make sense.
Right.
In the long. So when asking a religious person to prove this, they have to appeal to these magical, in a sense, beings. There's no other way to do it.
Well, it all goes back. It all goes back to the mind-body problem, to the interaction problem, which was proposed by Descartes. He originally proposed a division between mind and matter, and then the question is, how is it that mind influences matter? What causes me to raise my arm? How is it that matter causes mind to behave? You know, why, if I drink alcohol, does it seem, is it just my mind that gets drunk? Does my soul get drunk? Right? what you know, how does that work? How does that work? And it seems like a real mystery.
Well, I can see that, but in the later years, when we're looking at things, I think it becomes more of a smaller scale of understanding, and I'm not talking about philosophical. I'm just like material. Like you look at the brain, you look at the interactions on a physical level. I mean, there's a lot of things happening, but at a really small scale, and it might be explainable physically.
I'm not sure I know what you mean, but I think as an atheist, I think that our minds are explained as being just the result of the activity of the brain, and that mental states are brain states.
I wasn't trying to make a religious argument. I was trying to make a elemental physical argument. Like on a molecular scale. We know that our brains have these neurons, and these neurons transfer energy and messages. Like on a small scale, physically, that might actually make sense. We might not need this God being.
I agree with you. Yeah. Yes, I agree totally.
But what, just kind of tapering back to what I was saying earlier, is what bothers me is that Mr. Biscuit didn't pander to these ideas, and Danny was on the defense about philosophy, but we never got down to the nitty-gritty.
Basil says, is Leo here? No, I messaged him, but he probably fell asleep, got bored. He was arguing with Jimbo. I did read that too, that Leo said there is no hard problem of consciousness, and I wanted to ask him about that. Not in such a confrontational way. I just wanted to know what he meant. Maybe he has something. Until we hear it, I can't really determine, but I was interested by that. And also this one for $5. Limp Bizkit proved that potential plus actual equal actualized potential. Those
that
words,
kind of, those words always throw me, because they're scholastic terms, right, from a long time ago, scholastic philosophers, and I try to make sense of them, and it's hard.
Yeah, and you like philosophy, right? I
sure.
don't. I hate it.
You hate it, huh?
Yeah. I mean, I had to learn a bit in high school. And then when I started getting into debate, you need to refresh a little bit of that knowledge so that you don't make, logical fallacies and so on. But that's about the extent of my interest in philosophy. When people start talking about like consciousness and all of that, I tune out very quickly.
Okay. Well, Danny is a pure philosopher.
Yeah, I know.
He is definitely solidly in the analytic tradition, and I have to say, cute as a button.
Speak to something. Now I could be incorrect, but I'm pretty sure Danny has faced off against Wi-Fi Gospel, right? That's kind of why I brought it up earlier.
Yep.
Yeah, he has.
Danny did something that I absolutely appreciated when he went against Wi-Fi Gospel. And the thing is Wi-Fi Gospel argues on one point and one point only, and it drives me absolutely nuts. And it's hard solipsism is what he argues on. And he spins a circle, including religion, and saying, oh, the reason I got this is because of God. What's your reason? And Danny broke him down, and excuse my lack of knowledge for the name of words, but broke him down and made him explain the words he was saying. And everybody in the comments was saying, oh, Danny doesn't know what he's doing. Danny's like, oh, he's being not pedantic, but like he's emphasizing on words. And you know what? He needed to be brought down to that level because he was driving me nuts the way he did that. And he was the first person that I saw broke Wi-Fi Gospel out of it because he couldn't break it down to that level.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he uses he takes a solipsistic view and then thinks that he can take the God exit strategy, but that doesn't work. It doesn't.
He runs the tag mostly, doesn't he?
Yes, the tag and the presuppositionalist. Like you can't have knowledge without God. The Darth Dawkins kind of route.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah. And I love the frustration in explaining that Danny brought to the table.
Yeah, I did the same thing, kind of.
You have to excuse me. I'm a newcomer to these debates. I'm hardwired into them because I like them. Mr. Max, I stand by the challenge I threw out earlier, but I am glad you accepted me to your channel.
Sure. Oh, well, everyone is welcome here.
We don't care. We got full-blown theists who are part of this channel, respected members. Yeah.
Everyone is welcome, and the after shows. The only rule is if you don't be an asshole. If you're an asshole here, it's not going to go well because I am way an even bigger asshole, and that's it. But we like people that come to the after shows and defend one position or argue that the other position did better, etc. That's kind of the point. So you're more than welcome to. We do after shows after all of the debates of MDD.
And active, in my opinion, until I realized it wasn't a versus debate. It was a does God exist debate. And then I was like, oh, God damn it.
That's okay. We all make mistakes. It happens. No problem. But you said, oh, yeah, my bad. Move on. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's...
Not that I'm curious of your drama with Mr. Big League Drew.
Oh, there was no drama. Big League Drew is super butthurt because he came on puffing his chest and trying to debate me, and he got absolutely cooked. And then he was raging the whole night, didn't sleep, and then came on the next day and got cooked again on even more topics. So he's still licking his wounds from that. You can watch it. It's the 2 after shows. Hold on, you're breaking up. You're breaking up. It's the 2 after shows after the BaitCon. They're all on the live stream list. And Drew came along and massively crashed out couldn't answer a question, gave him like many opportunities, and then in the end, the second day, I gave him 3 opportunities. I asked him a question, didn't answer 3 times. That's it. You're gone.
Hey, Max.
Yes.
I'm gonna have to go.
All right.
You asked me how I was doing. You asked me how I was doing earlier. I'm recovering from, and it's been a kind of an illness, and I just can't. I'm just getting really tired.
No problem.
I see Danny is here. Invite him up. I talked to Good Talk. I pumped him up.
Look, we have Danny. Hey, I didn't know that you had watched that. Hey, Danny, click the link. Come on. I think you did great. I am not the biggest fan of the hyper philosophical debates, but yeah, it's. I think you did fantastic. And Mr. Biscuit, he's a case. It's hard to even. I had the first time I spoke with him, I had never had any kind of contact with that position, and I told him, I think I can. I don't think you can defend God in a non-fallacious way, and I ended up finding a bunch of fallacies in the argument and a bunch of problems. Basil for $5 says the only true God is the Eastern Orthodox God. I agree, but the only true Christians are Catholics. It's a conundrum. Yeah. Oh, Danny's coming. Awesome. Necro West says don't sub. Okay. If you say so. There we go.
Hey, what's going on?
Hello. Welcome.
Hey, thanks for having me. Yeah, nice to meet you too. I watched some of your discussion just to see what Biscuit was about. And I anticipated him debating some moron, but then I'm like, oh wow, Max is like saying the stuff I would say. At least, you know, some of you looks like you know way more science than I do, but there was a point. Well, so this is the way philosophers might talk, but I think it might be useful. This is what you were saying. So when I look at an object, right, there's the way that it presents itself to me. That some philosophers like to call it the way it manifests, you know, but whatever. Right. And then there's that the sort of descriptions, right? It's clear. It's has this length, width, right? It's solid, it's hollow, whatever, right? And then there's a different route that you can describe the object, right? In terms of its atomic structure, it's the quantum mechanics of the constituents of the object, right? There's a different way of talking about the thing, right? And I think correctly, right? Like sometimes those descriptions don't transfer, but you're still talking about the same thing, right? So you could describe this thing, you know, in terms of atoms that are really spaced out, right? But that doesn't mean that for the bottle is like not solid, you know? So maybe I misunderstood you, but the point is that he wants to say, it sounded like he wanted to say that, like, well, look, there's this way of describing the object under physicalism or whatever, right? By which now it eliminates the normal kind of set of descriptions that we have, our everyday set of descriptions that we have about the object. And, you know, or he was applying the kind of, what, as you said, some of the micro scale stuff to the macro scale, and it just doesn't always transfer. And I think that's a very good thing to point out.
Yeah, I think that he kind of knew that wouldn't really fly with you. That's why he didn't go super hard on that. But I was kind of expecting that's what he wanted to do. He went kind of halfway into his argument in reality.
Yeah. And I mean, so there's these, I used to be into Christian apologetics, and this is a strategy that, you know, I mean, we have this kind of presupposition that, hey, if like idealism is true, if dualism is true, if there's souls, if there's morality in this kind of way, then that just plays into my Christianity, my theism. And what happens is that people get bogged down in those details, right? They really want, idealism. And then you start having debates about idealism. And, you know, while those are interesting in their own right to me, people like me, I guess, it just seems totally irrelevant as to whether I should be a Christian, as to whether I think there's a creator God, you know, like fine, like idealism is true. How does this help your case? And then they can't play the game, right? And there are a lot of people that are like, okay, I don't really want to have the God conversation, right? But I like talking about why I think dualism is ridiculous, and that people do that with the evolution stuff, right? Like they want to talk about the science of why creationism is false. They don't really care about the theology or the Genesis account in itself. Right. So that's all fair. But, for me, for these people, I'm just like, okay, I don't want to have a conversation about idealism, right? Let's just say that it's true and let's compare our theories. An idealism is true. I have a world with God, a world without. Why should I accept that there's a world with? And, that's, but the strategy you went is, I think you try to defend physicalism, which is fair. I think that's harder for me to do. It's more work because you have to deal with all the philosophy mumbo jumbo from the idealist or whatever. So I don't know. It's a difference in strategy, but I think I'm not saying yours is any less effective. Some cases more effective, but it's just my preference to like bypass all that shit.
Right. No, I totally get that because I have the opposite. I prefer to take it more to the concrete, the reality. Like in my debate with him, and I don't know if you watched the whole thing, I got him to say no less than 5 times that humans
don't have brains.
Yes.
Yeah. And then he acts like, I mean, what are you supposed to do from there, right? Like and honestly, I don't dislike this guy. I got fed up. I don't like the bullshitting. Like most what do you say? Most neuroscientists
he did say
believe that you can't predict mental facts from physical configurations, which is just utter bullshit. I was prepared to be like, well, okay, even if they do say that, why should I be committed? But then I realized, wait, where in the world is he getting that from? Because it seems like I had the intuitions the other way around. In fact, like, you do brain scans and they make predictions about pain, obviously, right? So it just seems like a total bullshit. But other than that, I don't really like. There are way worse people.
Oh yeah, definitely. No, he's a fair interlocutor. He can get a little bit dense, and I go worked up like you for like a moment, and then I calm down because he does help with. He's kind of nice, and so I did like talking to him. But yeah, it's a wild ride.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Danny, if you would entertain it for Mr. MXXXD.
You can just say Max. You can just say Max.
I got you. Danny, if you'd entertain it just for me and Max's listeners, I was curious, just in a short point, I know we're not going into it, what's your opinion on the flip side? Where do we start and where do we come from?
Yeah, so I'll tell you, I don't know, but I'll tell you what my intuitions are, right? My intuition is that the natural world has always existed. That's my intuition. I could be wrong. Okay, so there's the way that you could present it is, look, there's causal reality. Okay, so the naturalist, someone that's sympathetic to naturalism like me, right? The naturalist, all of causal reality is natural reality. And there is no cause. Natural reality didn't come from anywhere. You can't have a cause outside of causal reality. And then if you think that causal reality is natural reality, there's no coming from. Natural reality didn't come from anywhere, right? So you have starting conditions, or you have conditions that have always persisted, whether you have a first moment of time or not. Now I guess you have 2 options in terms of these starting conditions. So you can think about the kind of constants that fine-tuning people like to appeal to, like the cosmological constant, all that stuff, right?
To appeal to is recorded history.
So sorry, what was that?
The one I apologize, I'm using a cheap tablet to conversate. The one I would want to appeal to is recorded history, when we recorded it and differed from it.
Yeah, but I'm fine to say that there were things that have happened before recorded history. Are you not fine with that?
I'm not saying I'm not fine with it. I'm saying that maybe it was recorded and then disappeared.
Okay, so on your view, things sort of start only insofar as it's been recorded.
I'm associating consciousness with recording, yes.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't see the problem in saying that nothing was recorded, but there still were planets. There was still the universe was expanding. I don't see what would be the motivation for thinking that you need a perceiver for all that.
Mm-hmm.
What you're saying is the exemptness of uniqueness is what you're saying, is that it's natural.
Yeah, I don't like this. I mean, fair. I mean, maybe. Look, this distinction between natural, non-natural, physical, mental. I am not. I really don't like any of those terms to be in terms of using them robustly. Like to me, like okay, so the physicalist might say that. Let's just take a simple identity theory. So maybe the mental going ons is identical to the neurological or the physiological going ons, and I don't see any issues with that. I don't really think that there's like anything really robustly added when you then say, okay, but all of that thing is also physical, right? So we use this term physical to kind of like, it's a very practical thing. People think of like, stuff in space and time, things that you could point to, touch, smell, sense, right? And a lot of those definitions are very practical for our everyday life. But when you really get in my studies, when you try to define them robustly, they kind of crumble on both sides. When you try to define physical, mental, not so much mental, really supernatural, non-natural, natural, when you try to define those really rigorously, it gets really, really
No.
yeah.
I hear where you're coming from, and I'm not trying to get a map out of you. That's not what I'm getting at. I guess what I'm really striving towards is special. At what point did we become special, and why?
But
by special, you mean like morally relevant or what?
Exponentially different.
Are you talking about like our level? Yeah.
Are we?
I mean, are you talking about our level of intelligence or what?
I'm talking about when we became humans, technology, understanding. Like I'm tying this back to the religious understanding because we separate it because we understand that humans recorded history, they had castles, they did great, uniqueness, speciality, and like at some point there was a difference between us and what was the natural being, and the natural being even being just animals.
I just wouldn't describe anything like that. There is, I think, the most I could say is that there was a point in time where we had a unique kind of intelligence where other non-human animals, just didn't have. Now, that doesn't always make it. It served us quite well. It's also, put us on the brink of destruction with nuclear weapons and climate change and stuff like that. But I mean, are we the most intelligent? That's a sloppy word too, right? Like the things that animals can think about, do that I can't do. But yeah, I think there is. I mean, like in terms of like we contemplate more than other animals, I think. And if they were asking, at what point do
consider that a dig? The dig was intentional because religion, what you were just going up against, was that we are unique and special, and we are attached to the all being. And even though we are all a substance, for some reason we are special.
Yeah, in my opinion, that's a lot of that is like is vestigial. It's the vestiges of religion, right? Like in Plato and Aristotle, and even the less Christian of Greek philosophers like to say that, look, this was Aristotle and Plato's point, more or less, that look, what makes us the human being is that we have an appetite, like the animals. We have a vegetative component to our being, right? We grow, we develop like plants and animals do. But there's something about the human. We have the rational faculty, and that's what distinguishes us from non-human animals. I'm very skeptical of that picture.
I don't like that you use the word rational. I like the word creative.
Yeah, well, the point is that like this sort of delineation between humans and non-human animals. I think it's the Greeks create too sharp a distinction. I think that I'm fine to say that non-human animals do have a rational faculty. They can't do calculus, but is that what you need to have a rational faculty? And so what's happened is people, including Christianity, in Christianity, there's this distinction between the spirit and the flesh, right? You're to deny your flesh, because then to indulge in the flesh just makes you like an animal. This is also what the Greeks said with Plato, Aristotle, and all them too. I think that's a very toxic outlook on the living organisms here on Earth, especially when it comes to things like mammals, birds, reptiles, fish, those sort of things.
Well, I can't necessarily accept that as an external assumption just because of your standpoint. But I'm just curious of, in your opinion, and I'm only doing this because I'm curious, as there's no gotchas here, where do we come from and where do we go?
Okay, so where did our species come from, or where did consciousness come from? When you say we, right? Obviously, I came from my parents, but I don't think that's your question, right? You're asking. I'm fine to say that there's an evolutionary explanation for our species, and there's an evolutionary explanation for why we have the genotype, the phenotypes that we do. I don't see anything wrong with that. Where do we go? I'm the source physicalist, which doesn't necessarily mean physicalism, but at the very least, right? Our mental capabilities, our minds, are sourced in nature in some kind of way. They come from nature, come from like a central nervous system. Something like that.
Question ourselves as an outlier versus everything else in nature?
Well, look, if you want to, you can always turn anything into an outlier, right? There's something unique about any species in which they're an outlier. But are we an outlier as far as our intellectual capabilities? I think that's reasonable to say. It doesn't mean that animals don't have intelligence.
This isn't an argument against what you're saying. I'm just saying we're pretty unique. We're pretty particular in reference, aren't we?
Well, you just specify the uniqueness, and then I'll sign off on it.
I don't think we are.
The level of difference that can be measured in species on a singular being stance, humans hold the record.
Okay, but difference in intelligence and difference in what?
I would grant intelligence, creativity, disorder, dysfunction, terribleness. I mean, we hold them all.
Well, we've written more books than any species on Earth. I mean, is that the kind of thing you're talking about?
Yeah, but no, we don't. Have you ever seen a cat play with a cockroach? I could never get to that level of cruelty.
But you can't say that humans never have.
I could.
I know that there are people that could, but I don't know. There are some things in nature that are quite horrific, and there are others that are quite good. So I guess, to me, the only unique thing that we have is intelligence. We're not exclusive to tool using. We're not exclusive to languages. We're not exclusive. There are things which we don't have. Echolocation, for example.
Not exclusive. I'm just saying special.
But special is not it's ambiguous. My mom
special?
thinks I'm special, right? Like, I mean, in a good way, right? Like, when you got to be careful with these terms, right? Like, special so on one hand, I gave you a sense of special that Aristotle and Plato gave, right? Which I disagree with.
I'm not talking about that big. I'm just saying, if I took one animal of a wild animal species and I took one animal, even if it was a similar race on the other side of the planet, and I compared them two together, it would be nothing compared to humans if you took one person and compared it to another.
Okay.
What are you comparing? Because I think you're wrong on that.
Yeah, like if a human and a monkey was trapped in a canopy in the rainforest, who's going to be more intelligent with respect to surviving there?
Well, I was talking about their own individual, right, compared to the other. But I can go down the human and monkey.
Wait. Are you talking about the person? Are you talking about personalities? Are you saying that? Are you talking about personalities that the two animals are going to have very different personalities, or similar.
No. I'm talking about uniqueness pertaining to race. Not race. What's that word that substitute Homo sapiens?
Do you know what he's talking about? I have no idea.
I'm trying.
Well,
I mean, like, okay.
Give me a chance to explain. I'm saying that, we can say that nature and naturalism is natural, and we got all these animals, all the animals in history, all the animals in the future. None of them are going to be as exceptionally unique in making a difference as the human race is.
All meaningless platitudes. What do you mean by exceptionally unique and making a difference?
Yeah, I think a spider is exceptionally unique, right? It can spin
Yeah,
web, right?
I
Like,
think they can.
they're
They can make a
mesmerizing
difference.
creatures. They're way more interesting than studying a typical human.
They can kill you with one bite.
No one spider that can change the world, but there is one human that can.
Well, a spider can change the world. They can bite Donald Trump, and it's over.
There are spiders the size of dogs in Australia.
In fact, I'm talking about overall influence.
Look, it sounds like you're and fair enough. A lot of people do privileging certain abilities like contemplation, negotiation, poetry, like stuff like this, making music. You're privileging some of these abilities, which I care about. I'd rather have the ability to write a poem than the ability to swing from a tree. But that's my preference, right? There's not, in my view, a sense of special outside of like, oh, I find this ability more interesting than another, right?
Can do that, and no other species can.
Yeah, but the Black Widow can do very specific things that humans can't do, and including, I mean, what does that mean?
They build their own houses. Snails, they carry their house with them.
Well, we could do it mentally. Put our minds.
Where's my turtle? I'm getting my turtle. I need
You're getting what kind of turtle?
Illustrate something. Hold on.
Yeah, I find spiders fascinating. I just don't like to look at or see them. I don't like to look at them or be around them.
I'm curious. Like, obviously, humans are particular.
Oh, those get really big, Max. Right? Those are that's a juvenile, right? Or no?
No. He's I think he's at his adult size. I've had him.
Oh, okay. You know what I'm thinking about? Like the ones that they kind of looks that color, but it gets way bigger.
Yeah, those are the Galapagos ones, but this is from.
Oh no, that's not what I'm thinking. Let me find. Let me find it.
So cake. What's it? Cake. Sorry. We have my turtle, and you would think that the turtle has a shell. The turtle is the shell.
Why would I assume the turtle is the shell?
Because I'm telling you, the turtle doesn't have a shell. The turtle is the shell.
That doesn't make sense.
Yeah, okay. Hold on. Let me show
I
you.
really like your turtle. I'm not trying to turn against him. That's a really nice turtle.
I'll show you. Hold on.
I'm thinking I think it's the African spurred tortoise. They're a bit small. It looks a lot like it. They're not.
Yeah. This one is called Chaco tortoise. It's from from Argentina and Uruguay, where I'm.
Oh, where's your accent? Are you Spanish?
No, I'm from Uruguay.
Oh, Uruguay. Okay, nice.
Sí, both de donde sos.
Mi mamá es de Honduras.
Ah, qué bien. Awesome. Sorry. Well, let's go back to English because no one speaks Spanish.
I just said my mom's from Honduras. Like this is the tortoise I was thinking about, but
so here, this is what I'm telling you. The tortoise is the shell. It's not like, for example, when you think of hermit crabs, they move houses. The turtle, the shell is the turtle itself. It's like we had our skeleton on the outside. So, but they carry it with them. They carry where they live with them and their protection, and they can get inside of there, and they're pretty safe because they're tough. I've stepped on my turtle and nothing happens to him.
I guess my before I go, if your name is Cake, look, there are all these sorts of species. Each, many have unique abilities, abilities that humans don't have. There are abilities that humans have that many animals don't have. And if I were to privilege, right, my species over another, it would just be a psychological fact about me, right? Not some kind of scientific or philosophical objective thing. Like if I were to say humans are superior to monkeys, right? That I'm not making a scientific claim there. I'm not making a very strong metaphysical claim there. It's just like, I'm just saying something like, I'm glad I'm not swinging from a tree. I prefer to play video games, right? It seems like I'm not saying anything robust.
At least to make one response before you make your leave.
Yeah. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah, humans aren't regular. We don't do things that animals do. On an outside looking in sense, we are not the same. Clearly, humans have this exponential stronghold, and that could just be through evolution. That doesn't change the fact that why are we particularly unique? We landed on the moon. We sent satellites to every planet in the solar system. We're developing AI currently, which can be a little scary, that can be way smarter than us. We all know that. We're not the standard animal. You have
wait. Have we fed off hyperthermal vents? Have we done that?
We're not an algae.
Wait, have we done that? That's pretty impressive to be able to live in conditions such as to live off hypothermal vents.
If we wanted to, or if we have.
Do we have the ability to, without any clothes or technology, to live in sub-zero temperatures?
Would you grant me the fact that if we did have clothes and technology that we could?
Seems like it's a weakness of ours that other animals don't have.
Yeah.
Right.
For example, I can't go in the sun 10 minutes without sunscreen or like clothes because I literally burn.
At the same time, look, I'm very happy to be human. I like I enjoy the activities. I live a very blessed life. I prefer members of my species. Many other like I prefer to, if I were choosing between Max and a cockroach, I'd rather Max live than a cockroach, right? I mean, but it's not. I don't think this is anything but my sort of my values, my own values that I'm imposing. Yeah. And if your values are such that, look, I think I value humans over other species, fine. And if it's in virtue of the specific set of powers, right, then fine, right. But I don't think we're really adding a lot to our worldview by saying such things.
At least say that we're unique, we're different from animalistic history.
But that's true of almost any species, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's a little different when you look at humans.
I think let's start with agreement. You and I do care about things like poetry, movies, rock and roll, whatever it might be. And so the fact that tortoises can't do those things, right? We're going to have a psychological disposition to favor other things that can do the things that we like, right? But I think that's what's going on for me. And if it's not going on with you, then I really don't know what you mean by special, unique. I feel like
change the world. I mean, animals can change the world when they reintroduce wolves. I am speaking right now. When they introduce wolves, oh my God, I'm going to speak now. When they reintroduce wolves into the Yellowstone Park, they radically enhance the ecosystem. So yeah, animals can change the world. Beavers change the landscape in which they live in.
Just saying, we are pretty good at it.
Yeah, we're number one a lot. We have technology, we have languages, we have the internet. Yeah, sure.
That's all I wanted.
All right. Well, I'm going to take my leave. Thanks for
all right, Danny,
thanks for having me,
so
Max.
much.
Nice meeting you in person. Right.
Oh, wait, hold on one second. Ale Vallejo from Mexico says, Danny speaks Spanish. Yes.
Más o menos.
He
Más o
does.
menos. Right. All right. See y'all.
Thank you
Bye,
so much.
everyone.
Take
Yeah,
care. Have a
absolutely.
great
Take care.
night.
Bye.
All right. Basso for $5. I forgot. Fuck me. I'm so sorry. What is the major advancement in philosophy in the last 500 years post-Newton? I'm so sorry, Basil. I'll make it up to you, I swear. Turtles all the way down. I agree. And what's a turtle's name? Well, it's a tortoise. If you call it, it doesn't come, so it doesn't have a name. All right. I don't think we have much else to go on. But yeah, I mean, this anthropo exceptionalism view, it's like, yeah, we do some things, but we don't do other stuff. So I guess, I mean, okay.
Max, you know I want to debate you.
Sure. It's not going to be like this. I am very aggressive in debates.
No, I know it's not going to be like this. I'm very inexperienced and I'm uneducated.
That doesn't sound, you're not making it very appealing for me to debate. Why would I want to debate someone that's inexperienced and uneducated?
Because I challenged you on liberalism. There's no other reason for that.
You know I'm not a liberal, right?
You strike me as a liberal.
I'm not.
You're not?
No.
Are you a conservativist?
No.
Well, what the hell are you?
I'm a communist.
Fuck off. No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
You're such a fucking liar. You're not a communist.
I am.
You're not. Don't be weird.
I am. People in the chat, I know there's only 25 of you here, but there you go. Plastic Citizen. Yes, he is. Everyone knows I'm a communist.
I know you're not a fucking communist. Fuck off.
He did implode. I am a communist.
Really?
Yes.
All right. Could you convince me to be a communist?
No, probably not.
Could you try?
No. I don't care about, I don't really care about politics debates. I care about the moral.
You're really not a communist. There's no way.
I am a communist.
Based on what branch of communism?
Well, I wouldn't fall under any classical, because I have. It would be an evolution. It's something that is very local to my country, because we are.
Nice. You run a good fucking clear channel. You allow other people's opinions. You're not a communist.
That has nothing to do with it.
It really does.
No, it doesn't. What do you think communism is? Do you think I'm a Russian? Do you think I am all for the Tsar of Russia returning? No.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
I am a communist because
give credit for who you are. That was me giving you credit for holding a good channel, being a good person, and being an honest person too. You never grifted me once. You're a good, honest person. What do you mean?
And that has nothing to do with communism. That is just because I am that way. But my political views are communist. Yeah.
You're not a communist. There's no way.
Oh my God. You're really fuck.
You're a socialist, but I think you're more of a liberalist.
No, I'm telling you. Everyone knows me here. I am a communist. The fact that you can't understand it is not really my problem, but I am a communist. I am not the historic. I'm not the historical type of communism. I don't hold the state as the supreme power, but I do hold democratic values. I do hold that the capitalism system has given us as much as it can, and now we should move on to a better system that ensures livable conditions for everyone.
Oh, wait. I'm a very malleable person. You see, I went through rehab. I'm just one of them druggy Americans, and then I got into these debates. Maybe you could teach me something. Is communism better?
Better than what?
Anything?
What do you mean, anything? I mean, you can't compare apples to oranges, right?
Well, I'm just saying, if my economy accepted your communism, would it be better?
Well, the problem, those are different things. Okay, hold on. Because right now, the problem is that capitalism has a stranglehold on the world. So it's probably like a utopic move to talk about changing the economical system right now. But politically, what we can do is give social safety nets to people so that that they can live a livable, a decent life.
Should we be doing that more?
Yeah, we should do that more. Yes.
America's not doing that enough.
No, America's. I honestly, I have no fucking clue what America's doing right now.
We're a lot like what you assume, just a bunch of white guys running around with guns. It makes more sense than anything else.
I wouldn't say that because I know a lot of I know that America is composed of peoples of all colors. So
they're really not. We're composed of our own race and those that are coming in.
There is one race, which is the human race.
Oh, so you know about that one, right?
About what?
The human race.
Yes.
So what should we do?
Do about what?
Anything. People coming into our country, there's a lot of them. What should we do?
Nothing.
Do nothing?
Motherfucker, your ancestors came to America and stole the land from other people. You have no moral high ground to talk about anything regarding immigration.
Every land is respected for those that own it, right?
No. Yeah, and you don't own your land, so give it back.
Well, hold up. Why don't we?
Go back to where you came from.
Why don't we own our land?
Because, I'm sorry, are you Native American? I don't think you are.
There's been people everywhere from the beginning of always.
Yeah. Just not you. You are an white. What you consider white Americans are immigrants to that nation.
Wait a minute. Hold on.
You literally stole the country. So don't give me that bullshit.
Let me intervene. What country are you from?
Uruguay.
What the fuck is Uruguay?
A true indictment of the American education system. Another child left behind.
So it's an island.
No.
Okay. Was there any indigenous people there before you got there?
Yes.
Do they own the land?
They did own. I mean, they didn't think of it as ownership. They lived in the land. They were one with the land.
Do they own it now?
No.
Welcome to America.
That is not the flex that you think. The fact that you stole the land doesn't mean it's yours. You stole it. And now you're thinking that someone else coming to your country is a bad thing.
All land is stolen, right?
Your land is stolen, yes.
All land is stolen.
No.
Give me an example of a land that is not stolen.
Anything pretty much in the old world.
The Middle East?
No. But I mean,
What's
the Middle East would be a good example, yeah.
Come on, man. Nobody owns land unless they can defend it.
That's what you say.
No, I'm telling you. Unless you can give me an example elsewise, I presume I'm correct.
But I did give you an example. All of the old world where people just settled and built cities, there were some conquerings and going on, but there hasn't been for a long time. Now, when the British came to America, you stole the land. And now you're whining about immigrants when you are also an immigrant.
Hey, no, I'm not arguing that. We stole that fair and square from the British.
No. That's not how that works. The British came in and stole the land from the natives. And then you declared independence from the British, but the land is still stolen. So by transitive property, if the British stole the land and then you keep the land, now you stole the land.
No, I hear you. I do. I respect that. I understand that. I'm not arguing that. What I'm saying is that your heritage group came in and just took the land from nobody in Europe.
I'm not.
We all
Europe, in Europe, there are people that have been settled in cities for thousands of years. What are you talking about?
No, I'm not saying they haven't. I'm saying that they don't own those cities, do they?
They do.
Do they?
Oh my fucking God.
Hey, I'm just saying.
Yeah, I know you're just saying, but this is already super boring.
No, this isn't boring. This is honest. You're saying that people that before hominids got there and took it from them, they were allowed to own that land?
What?
For the love of Christ. Everybody took land. Nobody didn't take land.
Taking land means that you take it for someone else.
You take it for yourself.
That is settling.
No, that is nobody takes land for someone else. You take it for yourself.
No, when you say these people took the land, is that you take it from someone else, or at least that's the way I am using that.
Go ahead.
And that's what you guys did, and now you're crying about immigration. How does that make sense?
What did we do that was different from everybody else?
You stole the land.
We stole it from who?
From the natives.
The landowners?
They didn't really consider themselves as landowners, but they were the people that lived there.
Anybody consider themselves land owners back in the day? No, it was wherever the fuck their house.
Well, yeah, if you live somewhere, if it's in the 1400s,
what country do you live?
If it's in the 1400s and you live somewhere, that's your land. Sure, we develop ownership and titles of deeds and of properties and whatever. We develop that later. But when the British came on and there was just a bunch of indigenous tribes hanging about, doing their own thing, they had villages, they had places they went to and things they did, and then you came the land and took it from them, and now you're complaining that people are coming to your country. You do not have any moral high ground to make that request.
One British settler maybe a couple. And then America's was taking land that someone else owned. And then we took it for ourselves. But that wasn't necessarily from the natives. We just took it from the British.
Oh my fucking God. No, you're the British taking the land from the natives are the ones that then also independent themselves from the British. So yes, you took the land from the natives. The scope doesn't
Hold up. I'm not saying the British were really shitty at their job. They were. They weren't very good at taking land at one point.
Hey, dude, you're horrible at this.
Well, tell me why I'm horrible.
Because you can't follow an argument.
You're not making a...
I am making an argument. Dude, you need to realize you're quite new at this, I can tell. And I don't know if you realize that I'm a professional at this. So I do know what I'm doing.
A bunch of small little bits. Tell me where I'm wrong.
I've already explained it like 5 times.
Do it one more time.
But you're not smart enough to understand the argument.
You're not entertaining me listening to you.
I don't care about entertaining you. I'm entertaining them.
I know, and they know that you're not listening to me.
I am listening to you. That's the problem.
Then make your goddamn point.
I made it 5 times already, dummy.
No one more time. I wasn't paying attention.
I know, because you're dumb.
Could you leave me for a second? Educate me. You know what?
Okay.
I'm a person. Educate me. Tell me what I'm doing wrong.
Go back to school. That's not my problem. I'm going to explain it to you one more time, so that will make it 6, okay?
Go ahead.
You complained about people coming to the U.S., about these immigrants coming to America, to whatever. And I told you have no leg to stand on because you also stole the land.
I never complained about them to the U.S.
You did complain about immigrants coming to the U.S. If you're going to lie, it's not going to end well for you.
But I'll tell you a story if you want.
I don't care about the story. You did say...
It's kind of interesting.
Don't care. You did say that immigrants are coming to the U.S. I said no. And I hope you're not still talking right now because you're muted. I said no, I don't want to hear the story. You did complain about immigrants when you told me, tell me something about everything. And I told you what, but be more specific, what? And you said immigrants. So yeah, and that's how we started talking about that. So, but you don't understand my argument, dude. I would suggest if you really want to debate me, go to the MDD Discord and practice debating there because I am actually being nice right now. I won't be this nice on MDD. I will literally just destroy you. So,
am I still muted?
Yes. Now you're not. Because I heard you. I don't know what's funny. The fact that it's not funny, the fact that you didn't realize that you were muted and you kept talking while you were muted and while I was talking.
You told me I was muted. I thought I had the freelance talk.
No. When you're muted, it means that people don't hear you.
But right? You can still...
Yes. It's my channel, motherfucker. I get to do whatever the fuck I want.
Talk to you. That wasn't my intention. I thought I was fully muted.
Yes, you were muted.
Well, I wasn't trying to bother you.
When you see when the icon of the microphone with the little bar appears right next to your name, that means you're muted and no one can hear you. No, I can't even hear you. No one can hear you. And then when I unmute you, you become unmuted and then people can hear you.
I just want to tell you something.
Sure, go ahead.
I don't have a very good education, and I only have my. I would love to debate you in the future, but I'm in line to go to college to learn these things. So would it be okay if we prolong that?
Like what? For like 4 years of college? Like, do you think I know what I'll be doing in 4 years?
No. Or like 6 years of college. Because I gotta get my years before I go to university.
Yeah. I'll wait. Yeah, I'll wait for you for 6 years. Sure, buddy.
I appreciate that, man. I really do.
You got it. All right. Oh boy. Even American hates him.
Anybody else joining into this chat? Because it's been me and you.
What?
Well, I'm saying that like I'm just a fucking guy on YouTube. I'm waiting for someone else to take my place so I can drop out.
Oh, you can drop out. It's okay.
Well, no, I can't drop out. You're looking to. All right. Thanks, Max. I appreciate you.
Bye. Of course you can drop out. No one needs you. Don't you love the people that they come to the show for the first time and they think that they are the protagonist? Like, motherfucker, I can do this all day alone. Holy shit. I wanted Blackburn Big Dragon said I had the same conversation with a MAGA idiot yesterday. And then he said this: as an American, I can say that Max is 100% correct. And don't get me wrong, I wouldn't hold this against the average American. Obviously, you 200 years later, you're not responsible for what your ancestors did. But when someone is like, they're coming here to steal our land, it's like, yeah, just like you did. You don't have the moral superiority on that. So, oh boy, that was the guy is like, yeah, I'm a former junkie, have no education, but I'll debate you. Basil says, show the turtle again. Best part of the stream. Okay, hold on, because I need to go find him. I'll play you something so I don't leave you in silence. I'll play that.
And results in no contradictions. The other one does not comport with reality and does result in contradictions. Which one are you going with?
The one that physically proved to me what I live.
I'm giving you two options. You have to pick one or the other. And if you don't
contradictory.
I'm going to give you one or the other. So, one comports with reality and has no contradiction.
There we go. All right. Look, he's so beautiful. What I have to tell you is that if you ever have a tortoise, I know this is a male one, because they will expel his penis from the cloaca, and they can move it around. It moves like a snake. It's long, and it has in the gland, it looks like if it was like a mushroom, like the cap of a mushroom. Dude, turtle penises are absolutely crazy. I swear to God. And sometimes he will climb up on stuff and then and pull his penis out. Like, yeah. But look, he likes to be pet. You seem like an expert on turtle penises. Well, I've been seeing this turtle's penis for over 25 years. So I could say he is so cute. And when he comes up to my foot and he cuddles, he like puts his side next to my foot and then goes in and falls asleep, like cuddling next to me. He's like, oh. You wouldn't think that a reptile would do that or would even cause any kind of reaction like that, but they do. Yes, he's so handsome. Thank you. I love him. Alrighty. Basil, I'll tell you what. I owe you a super chat. Because I saw that Danny question and I completely forgot to ask it. So for our next show, I'll show all your you know what? I'll show all your message for the next show. Don't send any super chats. I'll show it. I'm so sorry. It makes me feel bad whenever I miss a super chat. It mortifies me. Does he have a soul? That's a great question. I think he does. I think he does have a soul. Thank you so much. Tomorrow we have the second after show of the year, and I don't know who the other person is, but the debate is between Andrew Wilson and Brent Lengel. Don't know who Brent Lengel is. Say Aaron. Damn you, Aaron. Or he said A-R-N, Arn. But that sounds so weird. I have a tendency to pronounce all of the words that appear on all of the letters. I'm so sorry, that appear on. Oh my God! No, not this again. Oh fuck! Wait, I can't. Hold on. Oh my fucking God. No. Oh, this is the one Isa told me about. Oh yeah. Okay. This is, never mind. This is gonna be epic. Apostate Prophet and Isa versus Junior and Julian. Let's freaking go. Tommy is disappointed. Tommy? You're mistaking him stealing your body heat for affection. Plus, he's stealing your soul too. Well, he can't be stealing body heat because he does that when in the summer, right? It's hot now. There's no reason. Let me think that my turtle cares for me. Come on, don't burst my bubble. And yes, Junior is an idiot and he will be defending terrorism. So that should be great. Stealing your soul, but very slowly. You know what? I'll make a video. Turtles have a regular, motion. They're kind of slow, but whenever, for example, if I put them in the entrance of the house, if I put him close to the door and I put his courgette as food on the other side, they lift themselves up and then they go like running. It's insane. Aaron's Ross producer, what's his name? Peter was his name. I didn't get contact information for him, but he remembered me from I think the channel before. I didn't remember him at all, but it is kind of a very surreal thing when people tell you, "Oh yeah, I know who you are," but you don't know who they are. Copium Emporium says, "Hey everyone, hello. Viva Israel." I don't know if Viva. I guess now they have the right to exist as a country, but I can't support a lot of what they're doing. I don't know. It's all so convoluted. I hate that situation. It's now I have Google Turtles. I have to Google Turtles running. Yes, I'll try to do a video of him and show you guys. But yeah, I swear to God, they do move when they want. They do move very fast. All right. I don't think we have anything else. I forgot to ask Danny for his contact info, maybe to keep us a reference for debate or whatever. But never mind. All right, people. Tomorrow we have Brett Lengel versus Andrew Wilson. Does patriarchy help or hurt most relationships? Oh boy, this is going to be a doozy. Ha ha ha. I don't know what to make of that debate title, but we'll do our after show for that tomorrow. Tomorrow's Saturday, right? Yes. Tomorrow is Saturday. All right. And before we go, make sure to do the social thingies, like, share, subscribe, send this to a friend, send this to your significant other, go to the corner, yes, the corner of your street, and just subscribe to Yerba Talks. And that way we can share that up for the channel. Thank you so much. Love you all. We'll catch you tomorrow. Happy New Year if you haven't been here before, haven't seen the videos, but love you all. Take care. Have a great night, and we'll see you in the after show tomorrow. Bye-bye.